Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Koti, your host on Moments with Koti. So I'll be giving you gist about what happened to me a few days ago in a boat, like this taxify guys, a guy did to me. I'm still shocked each time I remember the experience, but I'm going to tell you this so that you'll be more careful. I used to think that Bolt is the safest place, or maybe Taxify or Bolt or whatever. All of these professional taxis, I used to feel that it is the safest place to be. But my dear, let us be very careful when we join this ride. So one of these days, I was giving an order to cook for a customer, and then I waited for the delivery guy. He was not forthcoming, and then the customer was already calling that they needed the food for dinner. So I'm sure you can see one of the videos I dropped about how I told you how I went to deliver this food to the customer, how I said I loved my customers. I was very particular about how they felt. I like to make my customers feel good. So I was going, and then I met this taxi guy that carried me boat, and he asked me where I was going. I told him, and that was the last thing I remembered saying to him. Then the next thing he did was he asked me if the AC was okay for me. I said yes. I think he asked if the radio was, if he could turn on the radio. I can't remember exactly. I said okay, it's fine. And I didn't have a long conversation with him. I never knew what he was trying to achieve. So what happened was someone called me. So as I was speaking on the phone, I was done with the call, and then he said, wow. Oh, because I noticed he was looking back. Each time he drove, he would look back. So me, I was like, maybe that's his own way of also being safe. You know, this world, even the customer can be, somebody that is not good. So it's not just the drivers. So the guy was looking back, and I didn't see it as anything. So the next thing the guy said was, wow, you have a good voice. I was like, okay, thank you, so that it doesn't sound like I'm rude. He said, you have a good voice. I said thank you, and we kept going. The next thing he said was, are you where are you going? I said, but I told you where I was going. So I was still trying to be nice and all. So I didn't want to become too free with him, so that whatever it is, in fact, I built all the fence I could remember around me. So when we got to the place, I asked him to end the ride, and I noticed the place was so far, and then getting a ride from there could be very difficult. Then I didn't understand what the guy was up to, so I decided to reorder the taxify, reorder the same taxify I came with, which he did. So the next thing, because I was on my period, and each time I'm on my period, I don't like sitting for too long so that I don't get stained, because I bleed a lot. And then I just decided to lie at the back of the car. So the next thing he did was to try to touch me. He was like, are you okay? You are going to pay more than this one that you're lying down. You are going to pay more than you are supposed to pay. I was like, name your price. I didn't just want much talk, because he has already talked about my voice. So I was avoiding anything that would make me have a conversation. So that was what happened. So only for this guy to try to touch my legs. And I said, no, I said, what's the meaning of that? Like, what's the meaning? And I say, hey, if I talk, you take me to, you take me home. I say, which home? You take me to the hotel, blah blah blah. And me, I was not like, I don't know this guy from anywhere. Let me still keep my cool, so that I will not enter danger. Because if he does something to me and they arrest him, they will only arrest him, he'll go to prison, but I'm gone, or maybe something had happened to me. So I was still being calm with him and all. So when we now drove and went far, he was still trying. I said, Oga, do you want us to be in an accident? Why can't you concentrate when you're driving? He said no, that he knows how to drive, he's okay with it, he's in love, blah blah blah. I was like, in fact, at some point I was now speechless. I didn't even know what to say to the guy. So we got to my house. I was just praying that we should just get home. We got to my house. He said he wants to enter. I said, no, park outside. Don't bother entering. So that was how this guy dropped me. No, in fact, he didn't want to end the ride. He didn't want to end the ride. The guy refused to end the ride. I said, I'm in my house, end the ride. He didn't. So a call came in. Apparently, you know how Bolt is. They would have seen that you have arrived. So another request came in. He rejected the request too. He said anything from me. He wants to be there. He wants to see me. He wants to spend time with me. I said, okay, you came out for business. Can you open this car? Why will you lock? I said, do you know what it means to lock somebody in your car? He said, no, can we talk first? I said, sorry, you can't do that. So that was how he now opened the door. He now ended the trip. I said, how much is it so that I can pay? You know, now what Bolt does is that you book a ride for 1.5. Before you get to your destination, you're paying 2,000 or 2,200 or 2,500, and it's becoming very annoying, and that could be very embarrassing because you might keep money that, okay, this is how much I'm going to use for my transport fare, and when that is not done, like if it's something that is higher than that, you could be embarrassed, you know. So that's what has been happening. So I asked him how much was his total. He now told me. I think I gave him cash instead of giving him transfer because I didn't want too much familiarity. So he now said I should hold on now. He wants to speak to me. I said, stop that. Like, he was trying to hold me. I just, because already I'm in my area and I now just removed my hand and walked away. It was very annoying because, see, number one, I know what I'd have done to that guy at the instance, but the truth is, when you do not have a gun, you do not have a knife, and you are alone in a taxi, just please apply diplomacy. Do not fight with the person or say words that can, lead to something else, because once you die, you are dead. But the truth is that both should do something about their drivers. They should, because I know that there was a time somebody said, report to Bolt, do this, do that. Yes, let me tell you a story. There was a time I went to Utako Market in Abuja, and I had bought a lot of things. You all know I cook for customers. I do personal shopping. I bought things that day. I think it was even shopping for the house. It was a whole lot. And then I booked for a taxi. And on getting to where I was, the taxi asked me to pack the load and cross the road. I was like, I should pack all of this. He now dropped the car across and walked towards me and told me to pack, that he wants to help me pack those things to the car. I say it's easier for you to turn and pack where I am so that we can put the things into the boot than we packing this thing one by one, crossing the road. That could be very risky. The guy said no. After a long while, he now said, okay, I should hold on, let him go and reverse. That's how he went down there to turn. On reaching where I was, this guy spent a very long time. I was thinking he had even gone, The way he drove, I thought he had gone. So I now ended the call because it was already getting late. And being around the market by that time was not safe. So it was already getting late. So I ended the trip. And the guy came back. I'd gotten another taxi and I was already putting my things. So this guy became so angry. He began to insult me. I didn't say any word to him because, of course, he's in the public place. Why would I be exchanging words? He was insulting me. He said a whole lot of things to me. I didn't say anything. So maybe that made him really angry that I didn't even speak back to him. So the next thing he did was he went, gotten to the house when I saw a text message from him insulting me, saying a whole lot of things. That do I think that he's a 419er because of the way he looked? And all. So I don't know. I think I replied him. I said, sir, be more professional. There is dignity in labor. Your looks do not change anything, but your attitude is important to customers. So I think that's what I sent him. But I don't know if I reported it because we have done a lot of report to Bolt and they didn't do anything to the drivers. So like now you can imagine this scenario I painted. Imagine that I did not use my sense or wisdom to ensure I got home safely, and I went to show the guy that, don't you know I'm a married woman, I'm going to show you, and he beats me up, or better still rapes me. It will not just be report. The next thing people will say, don't mind that girl, don't mind that woman, we know her. Even those who don't know you. Remember what happened to Mercy Johnson? People said a lot of things. I was surprised. I was like, are these parents? Do you know what it means to be a parent and you bully your child? So when things enter the internet, the people change the story. So that was what I didn't want to allow happen. So I managed myself and got home. I'm alive. That's the most important thing. But the truth is that I'm making this video to let you know that once you see any of these things, my darling, run for your life. Run, oh, as fast as you can. Run. It's better to stay alive for your family than to die claiming right or being right. So keep watching our channels. If you have watched up to this, please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment according to what the video is saying, and please stay safe. There's still COVID in Nigeria. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.